That is a great big old pile of shit. I mean, look at all the stuff in it. I mean, that's no dog. Huh. That's big. Freak. Just a little while ago, something was bumping on the house. I walked out there, and the recorder that I set on the deck is gone. I had a voice recorder out there to listen throughout the night, and it's gone. And a little wind isn't going to be able to pick that voice recorder up and take it away. Something took that. I was going to go out and film tonight, but now I'm a little creeped out because no matter how I slice it, I can't figure out how that voice recorder moved, how it was taken. There's no birds or anything big enough to haul it off. There's no animals that could climb up on top of this deck. So yeah, I'm a little freaked out right now. The water level is way down right now. I remember seeing a bunch of rocks stacked here one time when I came out here. They just had them all stacked like some kind of guidance type thing. I'm not sure exactly what it was, but it's almost like a spring. But this is like rattlesnake heaven too. I just want to see if any of those rocks are still piled up. I mean, this used to all be full of water a year ago. No, that's weird. Really weird. Okay, I came walking over here, and there's a footprint in part of another just outside the house, and you can tell it's not a shoe by the way that it's rounded. That's just right outside my window. Crazy. What's crazy to me is these tracks aren't shoes. I mean, look, that's a shoe print. You see the print. Those are just flat. Like something barefoot. Wow. I can't really see that distance because it's not showing me, but okay, this is what is kind of interesting to me. What is this? I know there was a fire up here, but why is this tree got all these marks like it's been dug up around it? I mean, just this tree, no other, just this tree. Just this tree. Strange to me. All right, I'm just trying to get down off this mountain. I mean, there's a lot of, this is just a lot of animal life up in here. I mean, I wouldn't hunt this particular area if I was like hunting with my hands. There's no way. But I'm not them. I don't know what they use. I don't know how they use it. I don't know what they use. I mean, they may use rocks and just cranium break them. I don't know. I just know that we're way different than they are when it comes to that kind of thing, because we don't have the years of knowledge they do. So, I mean, we're getting there. I mean, we're starting to learn what they know, somewhat. But, I mean, if they really wanted to take somebody and just injure them to the point where you could never come back, they could do that. And there's no way you could stop them. But I don't think that's their intention. I think they understand that we're part of them in a way, or deep down, and they want to know more. I mean, sure, there's the ones that just want to wipe you out, but I think it's interesting. And I know I've talked my ass off today, but I haven't talked to you guys for a while, so just bear with me. After the fire, I've got a lot of stuff to say. I mean, the fire alone misplaced, you know, a lot of animals, which pushed them down here, which is good for the Sasquatch because they've got more game now. They don't have to hunt that area. And also even the mountain lion. And don't get on me because I'm trying to walk across these rocks. It's gonna wiggle. I get a lot of people that get pissed at me for wiggling when I walk. I'm trying. I just want you guys to watch what I'm doing and see. Alright guys, I'm headed back into this area. I haven't been in here for a long time. This is where I found one of those elk. I mean, look at that. This is where all those bones are. There's like bones everywhere in here, which is kind of crazy. And I'm going at dusk. Probably not the smartest thing to do, but I don't know. I'm just thinking, you know, if you want to find them, you got to be with them. And I know in the heat of the day, they're not out. But just like with fishing and everything else, when it gets a little bit cool, like evening and morning, that's when you do your best. And some fish, the best is at night, in the middle of the night. But I'm not sure I'm ready for the middle of the night yet. Maybe. All I know is I haven't been here for a long time. I do like this area a lot. I remember it, kind of. There were a lot of leans and a lot of structures that were in here, I think. I'm not sure. There's been so many, I don't remember. I do know the other thing is mountain lions are hunting about this time of the day, and I really don't want to have to kill a mountain lion or have him kill me. You know what I mean? I just want to be able to film one in its own way. It doesn't have to be perfect, but and it's more for me than anything. You know, I think I think for us to even think that there's no such thing as a Sasquatch is so naive. I mean, how many people have seen a mountain lion when they're out hiking? Very few, very few. And if you did see one, you better have ran because you were on the menu. But it's similar. The only time you'll ever see one is when they allow it. You're not going to sneak up on one. That's why I talk. The chances of sneaking up on one are just insane. They know you're here with sentries and with lookouts everywhere. And to think you're just going to sneak up and, oh, there's one over here. Not going to happen. Or we would have already seen them and filmed them many times. That's not how they work. But I will tell you one thing, this is the area where I was screamed at. So you know. It gets really thick, and this is quite a ways from the fire. Probably 10 miles away. So if anything, let's push more game into this area. It's interesting how fires work. You know, it's devastation, but at the same time, it's new life. I was listening to a radio, I don't know, some kind of a Sasquatch thing, and they were talking about interdimensional and all that. You know, I'm not against that, but in my opinion, at least the ones here, they don't have any reason to be that. They could hide in here super easy without... That's weird. They could hide in here without any concern of any kind. I mean, for example, you put on a ghillie suit, I could hide from people for years if I decided to, and I knew how to catch deer by my hands, which I don't, but they do. I mean, you're always going to see one or two, and I think the more sightings we see is the fact that there's more of them. I think they've come to the conclusion that it's not like it was back in the 1800s when somebody saw one, they would go hunt it. I think more than anything, people just want to protect it. So at the same time, I don't think they're as aggressive as they once were. And that's just my opinion. I mean, hell, I don't know for sure at all. I'm just spouting my 10 cents from what I see. I mean, when I'm out here, what I worry about most is mountain lions, by far. Especially this time of the year because they've got young. Although there are so many deer and so many elk and so many rabbits that a mountain lion doesn't need anything. And they sure in hell don't want to risk anything. Look at that. Looks like something ran through here and broke that off. That's not something you see every day. That's weird. This is like an old dead forest, burnt at one point, I think. I think it's been burnt. I can't tell for sure. I don't see the char. May have just gotten some kind of a disease, but I need to come up in here and go further. I think tomorrow I'm gonna come up in here in the middle of the day and really explore this more. I mean, that's a pine tree, and there's no pine tree right here. That's strange. Yeah, see, that was a lightning strike, or a fire one. Yeah. I mean, this starts to get creepy at night, I'm just telling you. Look out, listen to how quiet. Listen. There's something down there. Nothing. Which I don't like. Should be a squirrel or something screaming. It looks like some kind of structure that was, or has tried to be. You can see the sticks lined up and the cross. I don't know what that is. This time of the night really freaks me out. I wasn't going to come out here, but I decided to man up. I mean, I've got a gun. See? And these kind of things. I mean, the hell did that come from? Didn't come from that tree. I don't know if the lanes are a directional marker, meaning food or whatever. They may be like a warning sign. I mean, look at that lane there. They may be some kind of a warning sign saying you're too far in, you need to get the hell out. And if you don't, we're gonna make sure you don't ever go anywhere. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's the younger ones' games. I don't know. I don't think it's games though, because to me that doesn't sound like a whole lot of fun to just pull a tree over. I mean, see, look at that. There's an X right there. I can't believe I'm out here at this time of the night. This is like the 3 o'clock murder time in the human race out here. This is when all this shit happens. You've got all kinds of animals that are on the hunt right now. Best time to deer hunt and elk hunt, but not the best time for me to be out here. I mean, I couldn't outrun anything, that's for sure. I just couldn't. I mean, I'd be lucky to do anything. I'd be lucky to get my gun unholstered. But I will tell you that I get one unholstered, whatever's coming is going to take a few slugs. It might not kill them. It might not do anything. More than anything, I just want the noise to freak them out. Because I have no intention of shooting one. I mean, what good is that? You shoot one after all this time looking for them. You shoot one, drag it in, and if you think for 5 seconds, the government, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but if you think the government's just going to allow you just to show off a real Bigfoot, you're dreaming. Not going to happen. That would disprove evolution. So I don't think that would ever be the case, ever. And that's part of the reason it's never happened. Because you know damn well that people have found them dead or shot them and brought them in. We've heard story after story. But they always end up, oh, it was just a deer. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just can't believe how quiet it is. It's freaking me the hell out right now. Why does it have to be so quiet? Jeez. I know there's a pod that lives in this area. There is no question in my mind. I've heard him, seen him, and heard him scream and heard him flank me. I mean, right now I can't hear anything flanking me, thank goodness. Jeez. You know, these are the kind of situations where you wish you didn't know what you know. You know what I mean? You wish you didn't know what you know. Because sometimes knowing what you know is worse than not knowing. I would rather not know. Serious. If Sasquatch could have not walked through my property and started this whole damn thing, I could have played it off just like the first time I heard a Sasquatch scream. I was up on a mountain hiking, and one screamed, and it was like a scream that no other animal could make. It was loud, it was deep, and it was menacing. And so, you know, and at that point I didn't particularly think it was a Sasquatch. I just thought maybe some elk had gotten attacked by a coyote or a wolf. I didn't know. But now, oh hell, I know. I'm gonna have to come back up here tomorrow. I can't keep going. I'm getting into a kind of a, I mean, you can see this game trail. I need to bring up a trail cam. All right, my goal is to come back up here. And let me go up just a little further. Now, I don't know, you just have to be on your toes when you're up in here. Okay. All right. I think there's a lot of times where people say that things like trees being leaned over that just are huge trees or broken, snapped halfway up, are just natural. And I'm like, well, let's see it. I want to see it naturally snap like that, because it doesn't. The only bad thing about this area is you cannot find footprints. Look, even deer, even elk, they just hide with the shale rock. It's hard to get footprints, and that's part of the reason I stopped coming up in here. I wanted some good footprints, and I really haven't found that greater ones anyway. But you guys keep an eye out, because I mean, I'm looking, but you guys have better eyes than I do when it comes to searching out and seeing what I don't see. I mean, they're, see, like that, I mean, just pushed over. I can see wind or snow load, but there's not enough snow up here to push over a pinyon tree. An aspen tree, yeah, but a pinyon tree, no. Very few. I mean, that looks like it's been dug up. That's just all a different color. I mean, I need to come up here and go all the way up to the top where that rock summit is. That's where I want to go. I mean, this is deep. And I love filming in here. But I need you guys to keep an eye out too, because if one was standing just outside of my vision, I wouldn't see it. I was watching one of those movies of Todd Standing where that Sasquatch was looking under that log, and that was pretty intense. I mean, I know he's had a lot of flack about whether it's true or whether it's not. And I mean, you have to give him the benefit of the doubt. If he did do that, it took a lot of damn effort. And there had to have been way more than just him involved. So I tend to think they're real. I'm not sure about the face that looks like a what do they call them? I don't know. Looks like a little stuffed animal. I don't know. I can't say, because I've never seen or heard of any Sasquatch that looks cozy or cute. The one under the log didn't look cute. But at the same time, who are we to judge? We weren't there. And if he's lying, that's on him. I mean, some of the shit he does is stuff I would never do, but he's kind of a unique fellow. I just think that one thing I do think, this is one thing I did want to bring up, and I know I'm rambling, but for people to say, oh, they're only in the Pacific Northwest. Well, I'm here to tell you that's horseshit. That's like us saying, oh, we're only in Florida because there's a beach. The truth is, they're where they can get game and food. And if there's a place, and I'm telling you this, and you can mark my words, I'm not lying and I'm not wrong. If there's a place where there is food in abundance, like deer, elk, rabbits, whatever the food may be, and water and berries, they're there. I can promise you that, because not everybody's going to stay in the same situation or in the same location. That's how we work. And I'm sure they're the same way. If there's an alpha male and we think, oh, all these other young males are just going to bow down, hell no. They're going to go find their own situation. And so that's where the movement starts to happen. They start to disperse. And I've come to the conclusion that I'm not sure there's anywhere they aren't that doesn't have food, water, and berries. If they have that in abundance, they're there. And people can tell me I'm full of shit all day long, but I'm not. I mean, that would be like saying, you know, us humans, we only stay to one place because we get, you know, fruit. It's not true. People go and they go where they can thrive. It doesn't matter if it's in civilization or close to civilization or a long ways away. I mean, I think the majority of them prefer being in a remote situation, but there is no real remote situation. And if you are in a remote situation, then there's things that jeopardize you catching food or you finding food. I just think that it's like lions. If you've got a lion and a new lion comes along that wants his stuff, that old lion's going to run him off, and he's going to go somewhere else. The same with these guys. The alpha male, he's going to be like, no, get the hell out. You're not welcome here. And he's going to move. And then the next group is going to move. And then it's going to move. And pretty soon they're everywhere. They're smart. And they can hide. Oh, hell. That's the part that just blows me away, is how well they can hide. Even if they didn't try to hide, they would be hid. And that's the whole point. Their hair, their body, and everything like that just makes them hidden and unable to see. The hair breaks up the outline. They just don't have any fear of being seen, because they know they're the best at hiding of anyone ever. I mean, I put on the ghillie suit a time or two trying to figure out how well, and hell, after 10 feet in a ghillie suit, which is not anything close to a real Sasquatch situation, I was gone. And so, I mean, you just disappear into the woodwork. And they do the same thing, like on highways where somebody sees them. And then 5 seconds later, they step off the road, they're gone. And nobody can find them. I mean, I'm not saying you'll never see one. Chances are the majority of people won't. But if you do, I think it's because they let you. That's part of the reason I wear orange up here. I want them to know I'm the same guy that comes up every time, and that I have no ill will, and maybe they will, you know, show themselves. The only bad thing is I don't want to feed them because my cabin's close. And the last thing I want is for that to become an issue. And you know what I mean? I mean, I don't know that it would be, but I've heard stories. And the last thing I need is for one of those to decide, oh, you didn't feed us today, so I guess we're gonna have to take it out on you. Which I don't think that would be the case, but I'm not gonna risk it because my kids are up here with me. What's the point? You know, I mean, why risk it? I will tell you one thing though, in this area alone, and you guys can look and see if you can see something, but there are so many, what the hell was that? Did you see that? Something moved. Shit. There are so many mountain lions in this area. There's a mountain lion per 2 miles of squared miles of property, if not more. Nobody hunts them. They used to tree them, and there used to be people I know that would get the dogs and tree them, but then they stopped letting them hunt them or kill them when they treed them. So they tree them, let them go. And I'm not against, I mean, I don't want people to just kill everything they see, but what I don't want is to be out here with my son and a mountain lion decide he's on the menu and take him, like 411, even though I don't think most of those were mountain lions, but they could have been. I'm just saying, I'd never forgive myself for that. But we just have to be smart and think of things that, especially when we're out in the mountains like this, just think of things that will keep us safe, like, you know, like a mountaintop or a certain tree that's big that you can see from all over, certain points that you can direct your compass to, so you know you're not going to get lost, and if you do, you know there's a way back. Even though a lot of times people have had problems with compasses and that kind of thing, but the truth is that's got to be something that we put. That's weird, that X-like thing. Okay, so last night I thought I saw something over here and heard something, and look at this. These pipes were all stacked neatly, and something caused them to roll off. That doesn't happen by itself, especially going over this far to the generator. It's just one more weird thing. All right, coming back down from another hike, I wanted to go through this thicket, see if we could find anything. I've come across 2 old lanes, or 2 old structures, but nothing really very new. I'm basically in the same area I was where I used to do the gifting area. I don't know. Ooh, what's that? See, look at that. That is crazy. That's the first time I've ever seen one that's like a teepee. might be old, but it's not that old. Wow. What is that? Holy hell. Do you remember that? Do you remember this ball? Oh my hell. That ball was one that I had at that gifting area, and they had taken it and chewed on it or whatever, and they put it back on here. I mean, this is a crude teepee looking thing. I've never seen anything like that. I can't believe that. I truly can't believe that. That is awesome. I mean, that is awesome. Holy crap. Wow. I'm just shaking. That's so crazy, which means they know I'm up here. They know everything when you get into their territory. You walk into their territory, they know everything about you. Wow. I'm not going to take the ball just because I don't want to see where it ends up next time. It kind of freaks me out. If I take the ball, then they're going to have issue with it, and I don't know. They like to play with it, I guess, but I mean, if I did take it, maybe they'd replace it with something else. I don't know, but it's a long ways out of the way. I'm not going to get to that structure very often. Maybe, maybe once a year. It's a long ways back in here. I found other structures in here before. The problem is most of them, I can't find them. You almost have to walk into them head on. So looks like a bunch of crap pulled down into some kind of structure looking thing. Huh. Those are ripped and pulled down off that tree to use as some kind of shelter, I'm guessing. I don't know. Maybe that's just natural, but I doubt it. Not two separate ones on the same tree. Anyway, geez, I'm still freaking out about that. I mean, what are the chances that we would find that ball ever again? I mean, they took it when I left it at the gifting site, and I thought, okay, they've taken it for good. And now it comes back. I don't know. I don't know how that happened. I mean, maybe I set it down and they picked it up, because I do remember picking up the ball, but when I redid the gifting area, I put it back in there somewhere. Never thought it would show up. Ever. I appreciate all you guys' comments. You have some great comments and some good ideas. And I really want see, my problem is it's hard to get out here and go so deep. It's just tough, But again, you're up here where nobody is, and the one area that I go to the most in this area is where most of the structures are. Some of the other areas, like where the burned out area was, I never really found much over there. So maybe it has to do with people. and them not wanting people around. That's why they're in this area, because it's kind of remote. And not only is it remote, but it's rugged. And it's a long hike. So anyway, see, sometimes when these trees are pushed over or fall over or whatever, that's where they could make a good shelter. But a lot of times I don't find anything there. I would think if it were me, these would be the places I would try to make a structure. Although I don't know what the structures are for. I still can't put my finger on exactly what they're doing. I mean, I'm kind of arrowhead hunting right now, but this area still has a lot of sign. There was an awesome structure down here somewhere. I don't know where it is. I forgot. A little overcast. Perfect day for this. I'm still reeling about the ball. I mean, we know they're smart and they're tactful and they know how to hide. And very camouflaged. So, with all that being said, I can understand how they can stay hidden for so long. The fact that they know exactly what to do if somebody approaches them. They know exactly where to go in their domain. If somebody does this, they're going to do that. If somebody does another thing, they'll do another. You know, and I think, and one guy brought up, you'll see one when it decides it'll let you see it. And I believe that. My whole thing is, I'm not going to go in all camouflaged up trying to sneak up on them, because they know damn well we're there before we ever even cross their border. But I'd like to hear a whoop. Something. Not right behind a tree in front of me, though. I'd have a heart attack. That'd be intense. Still haven't had the guts to go out here at night by myself. I just don't know what would happen with that. I'm not too ready to find out alone. I mean, they're more active at night than they are during the day, so you're in their territory and you're subject to their rules. I don't know. I think ultimately, and I've been reading up a bit about this, that there's, originally they thought the Pacific Northwest was the only place that was Sasquatch. Then that changed and went all the way down through most of the states. I mean, Utah, Nevada, Arizona, there's sightings everywhere. And then in the east even, like Alabama and Oklahoma and places like that. I think they adapt to where they are, and they've moved to where it's most comfortable for them. So if somebody was in like the hotter climate, then that group would move to a warmer place, and vice versa. And there's probably different species of the same thing, just smaller in size, maybe less aggressive, maybe maybe have a little higher intellect. I don't know. But I do believe that each one is adapted to their area. As long as there's food and water and berries, they can survive. And here, you can add in lots and lots of pine nuts. Yeah, I'm just trying to find a arrowhead too while I'm filming at the same time. It's kind of hard. I'll turn it off for a little bit. Okay. I just heard something. Sounded like a huff. Wish I would have had the phone on at that time. This is crazy. I'm surprised that, I don't know, maybe it was a deer or something warning me to get away. I've never heard a huff before. I know a lot of different animals can make that noise, that's for sure. Well, damn it. No more. Okay. I come across these all the time. What do they mean? I mean, why is there a head? There's something out there. I don't know what that means. It could have been a person, but why would a person do it? I don't know. I find some weird crap out here. I don't know what to think of that. I always find bones that have been picked up and put in trees and stuff, but I don't know what it means. I have no clue. First I knew. Anyway.